Hey everyone, Mike here. Um, the one thing that's great about taking a huge sabbatical is the fact that I get to reflect on a lot of things as it pertains to trading and as it pertains to the everyday grind when you are a day trader, as well as being a mentor to a lot of people. I initially wanted to just share this with my mentorship and, of course, my students, but I'm opening it to clients as well as the public. I mean, it's a long weekend, and there's the fact that I have a lot of time for myself right now to myself to really reflect, to understand and better understand, the process of how people go from being a trader to really being a normal person to being a profitable trader. I mean, we've all been there. I mean, for me, it's been close to about a 13, 14-year journey now, but you know, we we've all been there. So let's just kind of get to it. I mean, this applies to investors and traders altogether. Um, it's just something for you guys to reflect on if you like, if you're that kind of person. And of course, if you can't be bothered, you can just stop the video and move on. Doesn't really matter at the end of the day. So let's get to it. So the one thing that people need to realize, right? When you are trading, this is you, this is them. Them meaning the market, everyone else in the market. What this is trying to say is that it doesn't matter if you have a 5 million, $100,000, $50,000 trading account. When you press that buy or sell button, whether you're investing or trading, you're going against hedge funds. You're going against the central banks. And if you don't believe me, go and Google the Norwegian central bank or the Swiss national bank. They all trade the markets. And when you trade, it doesn't matter whether you are college educated or not, or whether you have an MBA or PhD. Again, you are against the best, meaning these are the guys who are getting paid $3 million a year, $5 million a year to profit from all of their trades so that their organization can make a lot of money for their clients. So it's a little bit foolish to think that when somebody tries to trade, they think that they're better than everybody. I think at the end of the day, it's not so much as who's better than who, but more so who profited more. And you could be in a trade for the most wrong reasons and still come out profitable. And I think that probably is a better validation of your trading style as opposed to, your trading skill. So overall, I think what I'm trying to get at here is that you need to be very, very pragmatic and also realize the fact that every time you trade, you're going against the world. And it's a little bit challenging, it's a little bit intimidating in a way, but at the same time, it gives you a big sense of achievement if you come out of a trade winning, because then you beat a lot of these guys, right? You probably skimmed some poor guy's account because you made some money. So ultimately, whenever somebody tries to make a huge bet, whether it's a long or short, there's a little bit of faith involved for sure. And again, the market is about opinions, and it's a court of opinions. There will be a group of people who strongly believe they're right, and that's why you put your money where your mouth is, and hopefully you end up being right. But the fact of the matter still remains. Okay, no matter what, this market is not a real market. And what I mean by that is it's going to be geared towards a certain group of people, a certain group of, say, organizations or banks that want it to go one direction. And if you happen to know which direction that is, then you're going to make a lot of money. So it's not fair. The market is not fair. Those of you who have traded this, for many, many weeks, months, and years now, you will have realized that you may have the best piece of information about a company, for example, and you buy that stock and the stock tanks. And then you're left kind of scratching your head, and then you're left also blaming your broker, probably blaming CNBC or whoever else you can blame, so that you'll feel better about yourself. So ultimately, at the end of the day, you have the control over your account. You have the control over how much money you're going to make and how much money you're going to lose. So it's important to always have an idea of where you stand when it comes to the world of trading. I mean, when I trade, I know I'm going against Goldman, I'm going against Rabobank, Saxo Bank, the BOE, the BOJ, whatever, and I may have I may have the best reasons to take a trade, and I still could end up losing money, and that's just the normal thing. A lot of people don't like that. A lot of people want to be extremely sure before they put their money in. This is not the kind of business you should be in if you're that kind of person. Trading is 50-50, just like opening a coffee shop in some corner somewhere, and then you're doing so well for the first 3 months, and then a Starbucks opens up right across you, and then what's going to happen to your business, right? So it's all about being able to mitigate your risk, but no matter what, you're not going to make money if you're gonna not going to spend money. That's just the essence or the normal part of trading. So second thing, I always talked about this when it comes to my students and, of course, my mentorship clients, is that what motivates you, right? We all go into trading or investing to make money. I think that's the central sort of motivating factor. We all come here to make money. Some of us want to be Warren Buffett, some of us want to be George Soros or whomever. And I don't doubt that money is not a good motivator. It is a good motivator. I mean, I can answer this question. What motivated me to being a trader? It's because I can't be an employee. I really hate being an employee, and I have a natural affinity for the markets. Ever since I was in high school and college, I understood it quite well, and I can read a lot of what's going on, and of course, I can sense BS a mile away. That really helps. Not a lot of people have that skill or sort of natural inclination towards what's going on. So it's important, and of course, I have a natural interest in having information and news and data real time given to me every single day, right? A lot of people also don't like that. A lot of people don't want to be bombarded with information. A lot of people don't want to read the news or watch the news. So it gives you a sense, right? We're going into the third month of the year of 2017, and if you're watching this video and you've already lost so much money, and it's just literally, in the first 2 months of the year, this is probably this is probably the biggest question you can ask yourself, right? Are you still motivated enough to really learn how to be a trader, or are you going to move on and do something else? Just like so many business owners fail in several business startups, trading is also the same. It's not for everybody. It really isn't. And the statistics have not improved. Even with the advent of more informational sources, with Twitter, with more newsletters and stock advisory companies, people have not improved. The statistics show, according to Haver Analytics, that it's still only 10% of stock investors and traders actually survive. That hasn't changed. In Forex and in futures, it's about a little bit better than about 20%, which is still not that great, but over the course of 30 years, it still has not changed. And the third one is probably the most important one, which I always can find or see in a lot of my students and, of course, clients. This trading thing requires patience, requires drive and skill. You gotta wake up wanting to trade. You can't wake up and be like, ugh, I don't want to go and do anything. If you have that attitude towards trading, then I can already tell you now, you should probably stop, withdraw all that money in your trading account, do something else. Probably open, I don't know, a hot dog stand or a coffee stand. I don't know. It's probably not for you. For me, I could wake up at 2 in the morning. The first thing I do, I grab my phone, open up my trading app, and check what I can trade. That's just how I am. I'm hooked. I haven't stopped looking at my phone, and contrasting my phone versus my wife's phone. All of the apps on my iPhone are all trade related. If we were to consider my wife's iPhone, it's all games and all the other stuff. So I think it just speaks to people that if you are really sure and if you really love what you do, you'll keep doing what you do, right? For me, I don't consider trading as a chore. I love doing what I do. I love teaching people how to trade because it's a way for me to have a good social interaction with people because again, being a day trader, I am removed from that normal workplace social scenario, which I know some of you probably hate. I mean, I hated it before. But at the end of the day, my wife is not a trader, so obviously I'm left to my own devices, of course, to talk to like, Gavin and the company, but overall, it is a very, very lonely life. Those of you who do this alone, whose partners don't understand what you do, it is lonely. And if you don't have like-minded friends who do what you do, they're not gonna get what's going on. You can't make that joke like, oh, this guy made a YOLO trade buying puts on Amazon into earnings or something like that, and your friends will be like, what are you talking about? Are you nuts or something? So it's all about that. It's all about being very, very pragmatic in what you do. And I think for me, you've heard this saying so many times, you don't trade to live, you live to trade. I definitely do live to trade. I wake up every day. It doesn't matter if I wake up at 4 in the morning or 11 in the morning or 2 in the afternoon. First thing I always do before I even drink water or have food, I check my phone, see if I can trade something. That's just already built into my routine. It's been like that over a decade, and I love it. It hasn't stopped me. It hasn't gotten boring. Yes, we have a lot of days where the markets are stupid or weird, but overall, all the frustration that you experience from time to time in the market can never sort of compare to the level of pain and suffering you have if you hated being an employee. So it's all about being able to find what motivates you. It's really, really important. And if you're here now, whether it's your second month of trading, second year, or 20th year of trading, if you can no longer be motivated, it's probably not for you anymore. It really isn't. But if you're new, you're still going to be very young and spry and still so excited. And overall, though, if you don't know what you're doing, it will catch up to you. You may deny that now. You may tell me that you're a moron. I don't think you're right, Mike. It's up to you, but you'll come back and say, yeah, you're right. 6 months in, I've lost 16 grand of my money. I was trying to trade something, and it didn't work out, right? So it's important to have an idea. And here's probably the last thing. And I hope and I wish that it wasn't the case, but it always has been. Most people that come to us seeking help are people who have tried to go the self-learning route, bought the books on Amazon, read the blogs, because the first thing that people always think is, why spend 6 grand or 8 grand getting some schmuck to teach me how to trade when I could use that money to buy, I don't know, Amazon calls and make so much money. And then overall, what happens that, the person loses money. Don't get I've seen it so many times. 7 out of 10 times, people come to us and be like, "Yeah, I lost money. I have $12,000 left. I need help. Please try to fix me." And this is exactly what happens, right? So it's almost like I wish that people would come in with, fresh and be like, "I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want to go in there without knowing what I'm doing. Please train me first, so that I'll know what I'm doing." Rather than go and do the trial and error method and then they develop some bad habits and they come back in and they come in, I mean, and try to ask help. It doesn't mean I'm not trying to sell any sort of education or whatever to you guys. I really am not, because for me, I'm almost to my neck in students right now, so I don't have a lot of time. But what I'm trying to say here is, as an experienced trader speaking to you, you may be new, you may be old, I don't know. If you're having difficulties trading, try to seek help. Try to do what you can to improve. And if you've done everything that you can and it still isn't working, then probably that's a sign from whatever. You could call it providence, you can call it whatever. Maybe that's a sign that it's probably not for you and you should probably move on. Take whatever money you have left in your trading accounts, move on. I don't know, invest in some, I don't know, legal marijuana shop or something. That seems to be a very profitable business right now. So, I really hope that at least in this reflection, you've at least kind of gained some, I guess, help or insight. And again, if you so feel inclined, we do have a mentorship program, and you can always ask us questions about this. A lot of the people who come to our program are people who, are have day jobs, who don't have the time and want to try to get help where they when and where they can. And is exactly what this session is all about. It's kind of like going to see your shrink or your therapist, right? If you need help, you need to you see talk to somebody, and then hopefully you make a plan and you get better. And that's basically what this program is all about. So at the end of the day, for us here at Equity Sense, we're here to help those who want to be helped. Those who continue to think they can go at this on their own and think that they're better off on their own. I mean, by all means, it's a free world, right? Do whatever you want, and just hope that it works out for you at the end of the day. I don't wish for anybody to ever lose money in the market, but what we all have to accept, you know, is that it is a zero sum game. Trading is a zero sum game. Somebody has to lose money for you to make money. That's just normal, no matter what. So, in an ever changing and challenging market environment, I do hope that you have support where when you need it, where you and when it's really there and when it's really really needed, because no matter what, these markets will continue to challenge you, and if you're ill equipped to tackle the challenges, the problem is not only will your trading account suffer, your emotional and mental state will be in much worse condition. And most people don't understand that, but it is gonna affect you very significantly from a mental and of course an emotional standpoint. All right. So anyways, I wish you guys well and have a wonderful, wonderful day wherever you are in the world. Take care and Mike out.